Billionaire businessman Frank Stronach was at a court hearing in Brampton, Ontario today. The 91-year-old is accused of sexually assaulting 10 complainants over a period of decades, starting in the late 1970s. CBC's Angie Seth attended the hearing, and she's outside there for us. So, Angie, what is the latest on this case?
So this was just a preliminary hearing, Jacqueline. Things were presented by video conference, but what we did hear in court today was the Crown presenting sort of their first level of evidence here. That was handed over, I should say, to Frank Stronach's team, and those are the video statements and review notes from the alleged victims from the first set of allegations that came about earlier this month. Meantime, the second wave of disclosure from the Crown, that has yet to be released. They're still reviewing all of that material, some of which just came in, about a week or so ago, and that's when the second set of charges came about. So we had the first set of charges, 5 charges that came about earlier last month, in the beginning of the month, and then just last week, more victims coming forward, 8 more charges for a total of 13 charges. So far, we have 10 alleged victims that have come forward. Reports have indicated that there could be more victims. The police, however, have not confirmed as to whether or not there could be more numbers, there could be more people, so we're waiting on that. In the meantime, however, when we're looking at the number of allegations, the latest now dating back as early as February of this year. Stronach's lawyer, Brian Greenspan, saying that his client stands firm that he is innocent of all of these allegations. Stronach himself saying in a statement that he will, quote, vigorously defend these further untested allegations and clear his name. The 91-year-old we know hasn't formally commented on these allegations aside from that statement that was released to the public, to the media by his lawyer. However, he did have an interaction with CBC's Thomas Dagla recently. Thomas tried to get him to speak on camera. Stronach wasn't having any of it, but did say that he was willing to give an interview, a national interview, to clear his name. Let's take a listen here.
Stay, just and let them know I will come to the studio. Okay. Yeah, that would I would clarify if I kept it like 15 minutes or 20 minutes.
Okay, we can meet you.
We can definitely.
We can meet you in 15 minutes.
No, in the studio.
Okay, we can come to the studio right now.
National news.
We can come to the studio right now.
Huh?
We can go to the studio right now.
The studio's where?
In Toronto, downtown, 250 Front Street West.
But who would do the interview?
Myself.
Just go away with the camera.
So you heard him there saying, looking to clarify and would be willing to speak to a national audience. You heard Thomas offering him to come into the studio. So far, we haven't gotten any further confirmation at Jacqueline as to whether or not he will be offering that for us. So far now, we know that neither Stronach nor his lawyer were in court today. This was all done by video conference with a representative from Greenspan's office presenting this information. If we go back to the timeline of events to earlier last month, an arrest happened about a month or so ago involving 3 women, 3 women alleged sexual assault and rape spanning between 1980 and 2023. 5 charges, as I mentioned, were laid. Move forward now to a week ago where 8 charges were added to now a full 13 charges and 10 victims. The charges are rape, indecent assault, sexual assault, and forcible confinement. Stronach's next court appearance will be on October 7th. Right here at Brampton at 9 a.m. And we'll see whether or not what happens with this case in terms of where things unfold and whether or not we could be getting that interview from Frank Stronach, as he pointed out to our CBC News team, Jacqueline.
Okay, yeah, we'll be waiting for that one for sure. Angie, thanks so much for the latest on the case. That's CBC's Angie Seth in Brampton, Ontario.